So precision farming is here for 25. This is going to be good. So precision farming, obviously, it's going to change the game potentially. More environmentally friendly is what this whole thing is all about. Now, obviously, there's going to be a few different things, and the first one is going to be the menu, right? So if you go into here, and you got your crop types, yeah, we'll scroll across. You got the usual shenanigans all the way to the end, and now we've got a new one. So we have got a new precision farming tab. I mean, you had this in 22, so it's going to be the same sort of thing in 25. So you got your soil types, you got your pH level, which is going to be your lime. Well, how much lime it needs to be put into the field. You then got your nitrogen levels, which is how much fertilizer needs to be put in the field. You then got your yield, which is going to be obviously how much you get out of the ground when you harvest it. And then you got your seed rate. Now, depending on what soil type you've got, depends on whether it's going to use a lot of seed, whether it's going to use the normal, or whether it's going to use a little bit less. Now, obviously, that all depends on what you're planting as well. So if you're going to be going for wheat, that's going to have one set of seed rates. If you're going to go for cotton, that's going to have a different set of seed rates. So obviously, it all varies as it would do in real life. Now, obviously, going off of field 2, we've currently got a yield score of 50. We'll click on that there. So there we are. So we've got soil distribution. It's got a little bit of information there, but we can't really see what's going on. What we need to do is to get a map of the field. And to do this, obviously, you're going to need a new piece of equipment. And this is the 5 pieces we've got in the pack. So to actually get your soil sampling shenanigans on the go, you're going to need the old Issaria Scout. It's only going to cost you 17 grand. Or to be fair, we're going to lease it. 867. Do you know what? Yeah, we'll lease that and I'll go get it from the shop. So I've got this Scout on the back of me fence, and to be fair, it doesn't need to be on a great big honking tractor like this. It can be on anything with a 3-point, to be fair. So if you've got like a John Deere Gator, something like that, maybe like a little Kubota, well, they're pickup trucks, whatever you want to call it, it's going to work on those as well, no problem. So once you get to your edge of your field, what you're going to want to do is LB and A, unfold it. So it's going to put out a little antenna like that, like a giant walkie-talkie on the back of your tractor, and you'll see in the mini map in the bottom left hand corner that you're going to get a little green dot. So that's the size of the area that is going to take a sample of. So to really get your money's worth, because you are going to have to pay for these samples, you're going to want to get as much of your field into that green dot as possible. Right, there we are in that position. So we're then going to want to do LB and B, lower it down, and then LB and X, take the sample. It's going to have a little bit of a flash, and when it's done, it's going to stop, and we're done. Well, for that area anyway. So now we're done. So if we move out the way, you can see underneath the ground has now turned red. So that's where sample's been taken. So what you want to do is you want to carry on going across the field like that. Do the same again, lower it down. No, lower it down. It's already lowered down, wasn't it? There we are. And then take another sample. It's going to do the same sort of thing, and then you're golden. So far, we've got the 2 soil samples. Now, if you'd have gone and finished off the rest of the field, as you normally would do, you'd then do L, B and Y, send the soil samples off for analysis. Do you want to see the results in the soil tab? Let me put me phrase it. Put my teeth in. The soil samples are now sent to the laboratory for analysis. You will see the results on the soil type map soon. Okay, so they've now gone. So if you look there, we've got no soil samples in the machine. Great. Now, if you don't want to wait, and to be fair, you know, this is a fairly smallish field. If you've got a giant field, it's going to take you forever. Well, there is a different option. So you can cut job. We'll go over to this field here. So if we click on, oh, there we are. They come back pretty quick, to be fair. All right, fair enough. So we've got there. So we've got a little bit of loam, we've got a little bit of sandy loam, and a little bit of silty clay at the 2 samples that we took. So these are going to be the different soil types. Now, depending on what the soil is, obviously depends on how much seed, fertilizer, and lime it's going to require to get your score up. If you didn't fancy doing the whole field, you can just come across there. You then go to purchase soil information. Yes, well, press A anyway. It's going to cost me £225. All right, fair enough. It's going to save me doing it. So this field has now got sandy loam, It's then got silty clay and then a bit of loamy sand. And you know what? We're just going to finish off this field. Yeah, we'll purchase the rest. It's only going to take 10. I mean, to be fair, not that much more than that one. Or to be fair, we did do 2 of our own samples anyway. But you'll see that the score's gone up. So these 2 fields that we own here got a score of 50. We haven't done anything to it. But because we've done the soil samples, it's given us a 7 bonus. Yeah, all right, fair enough, fair enough. Now, if you come down to soil types and then scroll across one, you can now see the pH level. So currently, the majority of the field is going to be, what, about 5.5, and then going up a little bit higher. Yeah, I mean, ideally, you're going to want to get it to around about there. So this is where your liming comes into the situation. So I'm going to go and get myself a limer. Right, so I've got me limer, and you'll see that in the left-hand corner, we've now got pH level lime application. So it's saying no value was detected yet. So we'll go in, we'll turn it on. Oh, here we go. There we are, now we're looking great. So the bottom left-hand corner, you can see that it's now going a deeper shade of green. So obviously that's giving a more appropriate lime level for the soil type. And you can see in the left-hand menu section that it's trying to get where it's supposed to be. I mean, the ideal bit would be right where the old checker flag is. Well, I'm not sure. Do we need to... Oh, it's checking out where we've been, though, isn't it? No, checking out where we are, and then obviously it's putting the stuff out over that field, ready to go. Fair enough. Now, obviously, we'll turn it off. We'll stop that there. So we've got a little look back into the menu, and we've got that there. So we've got a little strip down there. We've done. We've gone over there. It's got its own activation rate. It's sorting itself out, and obviously, it's not going to be using as much as it normally would, because you know, if it's the standard base game stuff, it is just going to put a set amount of lime down, and you know, jobs are good. But obviously with this, it's going to be putting down what it needs, not what it's originally set to, which is all right. So you should potentially, in the long run, save a bit of cash. Okay. Right, so I've got my whole field done, and to be fair, there is some strips that it's just gone a bit blue. To be fair, we've gone a bit too much. We've gone a bit too much alkaline on that one, but it's the variable rate. It's what it requires for the soil type, so no problem there. Now we're going to move on to the old fertilization section. I mean, like that bit there, didn't even put any on it. Let's give that a go again. Let's give it another blast. Did I put any on it? Let's see. Driven past it. Let's have a little look. It looks like I may have missed a bit. No, it's done it now. All right, looks like, yeah, we're all good to go. We're all good to go. So, the next thing is going to be fertilization. Obviously, chemicals, when you're putting your liquid fertilizer or your solid fertilizer down, yeah, it's not really that great. So, there is more of a bonus, shall we say, for using cover crop. The old oilseed radish. So we're going to go grab some of that. We're going to plant some down. Alright, so I've got my seeder, planter, whatever you want to call it, and we've got some oilseed radish seeds ready to go. And then we're going to see what it does, because if you look into the map, right, our score on this field so far is 57. Right, great. No problem. We should get it up a little bit with putting some oilseed radish in, because obviously it's a more environmentally friendly way of doing it. We'll call it that anyway. Now you see on the left hand side there, we've got variable seed rate. Also no tram lines defined, because now with precision farming you can do tram lines. Yeah. Oh, that's ace. Now what you want to do for the old tram lines is to make it so it's the same width, or the working width, of your sprayer. Now obviously we're going to be putting the oilseed radish seed into the ground, so it's not going to make much difference with this one so far, but I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm going to show you what it comes out like. So we'll get it like that. There we are, we're ready to go. So if we go into the map, if we then click on the field number, there we are, we'll go to tram lines. Then you want to pick the working width of your sprayer. So if the sprayer was 18 meters, you pick 18 meters. It's then going to make the tram lines in that sort of scenario, so it works well. Okay, we're ready to go. So we're going to lower it down, we're going to turn it on, we're going to get seeding some oilseed radish. There we go. Now, you're not going to see the tramline straight away. You will need the crop to grow a little bit. We're going to get this field done. We're going to come back once we've got a bit of growthage on the go. Right, so we've got our field all seeded, and we see in the bottom right hand corner on the old field information, we've got a precision farming bit now. So it's now telling us, because we've got the lime down, that the pH level is good, although we can't really see it that well. There we are, that's better. The nitrogen is perfect in that spot, to be fair. Obviously, it's going to change as you go a bit further around. Now, if I show you the field that we haven't done anything to, which is just over the road, you'll see that's it's very different. There we are. So we have got pH level okay, nitrogen bad. Oh, and that needs 180 kilogram a hectare. Oh, the nitrogen is bad in this one, but all right, fair enough. All right, so let's get this cover crop grown, and we can see the old tram lines. Here we go. So you've got a bit of growthage on the go, and you can now see the tram lines. All the way like that. I mean, we'll go into build mode. There you are. You can see it better. So obviously you've got a headland around the outside, and obviously all the up and downs as well. And obviously we got, it's saying there in the bottom right hand corner, obviously your values. But if we go back into the menu, and you'll see our field score, it was 57. It's now gone up to 62 because we put the old oilseed radish in, put the cover crop in. Right, fair enough. Okay, so I need to let this grow till it's ready. And then, I'm saying that, we're saying growth withered, so that should mean, oh, we can put it straight in. Does that mean, yeah, we can put it straight in. Are we ready to go? Yes, we are. Right, I'm going to go get a cultivator. We'll put it all into the ground, and then we'll see what happens. Right, so I've got my cultivator all set up ready, and I need to say something about the working of the soil. Now, if you go into the menu and you go into your help menu just there, you have got a new tab for the old precision farming, and it's going to give you everything that you need to know over there in a more readable version, rather than having to pause a video every 5 minutes. But we're going to come down to the environmental score. There we are. So if we scroll all the way down the bottom, it's got there tillage, bottom paragraph. So tillage also affects your environmental score. Deep tillage like ploughing burns a lot of fuel, brings weeds near to the soil surface, and makes the soil susceptible to erosion. So ploughing attracts 0 points. Shallow tillage with the incorporation of a crop reduces and saves fuel, reduces erosion, and is rewarded with 5 points. Minimal tillage and direct seeding gives a maximum of 10 points. So giving your field a better overall score. And obviously I'm going to be using a cultivator now. If you've got a direct drill, that could potentially be better for you. Yeah, I mean, not all planters and not all seeders are direct drill, so it is one of those things. But obviously your score on the old field, so what we've got now, we'll go back up. There we are. So the score is 62 now. If you used to go for direct drill, you'd probably get that bit better than if you was going to go and cultivate. But we're going to cultivate anyway, because we want to see what the old nitrogen levels is going to be once we put in the old catch crop. So if we go there, so we'll go back over to, no, not that one. There we are. I'm going to go to nitrogen. So you can see there, it's changing a little bit. It's gone to an orangey colour. Alright, fair enough. Let's get this field sorted then. Right, so that's the cover crop all cultivated in. So let's see if that's changed the score a little bit, actually. Let's have a little look. It says, oh, still at 62. Alright, fair enough. I'd imagine that's going to help out further down the road. So we've got that bit done. You can still see the tram lines. That's ace. I mean, I do like that. I mean, that's a great addition. So obviously the next thing to do is going to be to be fair, I mean, if you're looking at the old nitrogen levels, it's not looking great. It's not looking great for that field. I mean, field 2. Oh, look at that. I mean, even though we put it in, I mean, it's gone from bright red to an orange. So we are doing better. So can we click on there, have a little look? So we've got, yeah, expected yield potential 86% so far. So we do need to put in some fertilizer at some point. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to put some seed in the ground first, because obviously depending on what seed you've got on the go depends on how much fertilizer it's going to need. And obviously depending on what seed goes into the ground, depending on what ground it is, obviously depends on the seed rate as well. So let's go Let's go put some stuff. What should we go for? Do you know what? We're gonna go for wheat. Yeah, let's put some. Let's start off with something. No, I've gone past it. I got way around again. We're gonna go for wheat, not cotton. No, there we are. We're gonna go for wheat. Let's put some wheat in the ground. And whilst we're at it, we do need to preemptively think about our sprayer. Now, obviously, part of this pack has got the extras in there, so you can like use one of these or one of that for putting some manure on the ground if you wanted to. So you do need to keep an eye on the working width. So I think we're gonna go for 36 or 20, depending on the working width is what you need to set your tram lines at. So we're gonna go for the big one, 36 meters. So we need to go and change our tram lines at the side of the field. So if we go into there, can we do it before we even get to the field? Let's have a little look. Tram lines, there we are. We got to 36 meters. Okay, so once we've put the seed into the ground and it's grown a little, we're going to have 36 meter tram lines ready for our sprayer to be getting going on it. Right, let's get this field planted then. Now what you will see is when you're seeding is the old variable seed rate in the top left hand corner. So at the minute we're doing 420 seeds per square meter, and if you get to a different type of soil, that's going to then change. When I first started the field in the top left hand corner, obviously that was a different soil type. That had like 300 in it. So when we turn the corner in a minute, so we'll do that bit, we'll back it off. There we are. Right, so we'll spin it round. As we go into the next bit, it should then change. Well, I say check. Have a look at the field type. There we are. So we'll go in. So once we get to this blue bit and the green bit, it should then change. So right, let's blast it down there. I mean, you can see that it's going over. You know, we've got the direct drill on, so we're steering away from the plough because we want to get our score as best as possible. So 420, so that should now be getting to a point where it's going to change anytime now. When you're ready. There we are. So now it's dropped to 300. Because we've now gone to the different soil count for wheat, it's only going to require, oh, we're going even lower, to 200 and something for that bit just there. So we've gone from 420 down the one end down to 200. Now we're back to 300. So obviously the different soil types is going to have a different seed count for it, which is awesome. Right, so the field's all sown, job done. So if we get out and have a little look, it's still showing, well, now it's showing, look at it. We got nitrogen, bad. Oh, that's very bad. pH is good, so we're still good on that. But the nitrogen is it's in red. It's even got a warning marker next to it. So we need to do something about it. Right, let's go get a sprayer then. So I've got me filled with a bit of growthage on the go, and you can see it's still bad. Alright, let's do something about it. Now, what I've got behind me is a couple of pieces of equipment. So I've got my 36 meter sprayer, and I've got this on the front. Now, if you go into the help menu, right, for the old precision farming, and you'll come down to the crop sensors, it says there, you know, we've got these two crops. Well, we've got two crop sensors. We've got the one on the front. We've also got one I have mounted to this tractor as well. Now, these are supposed to be looking at the greenage of your crop and then adjusting the sprayer on the back to sort it out. Let's face it. Now, it does say it needs to have a decent bit of greenage. I'm not quite sure if it's green enough for it. So we're going to give it a go anyway. So we'll unfold our sprayer. I seem to have two sets of tram lines down this side for reasons. I don't quite know what it is. I got a feeling it's the first lot. When I put the old oilseed radish in, I think that's the first lot still there. But okay. So we'll unfold the crop sensor. There we are. So we'll lower that down. So that can be having a little look. And then we're going to do the sprayer. Now, before we carry on with that, obviously we have got two different versions of the old crop sensor. So we've got this one here that's going to mount to the front of your tractor. And this can be used day or night, no problem, entirely up to you. And you can have some weights on the front of it as well. All sorts of different styles of weights, all sorts of different weightage. Right, no problem. Or you could just go into your tractor and you can equip it there. So obviously I've gone for the old Fendt 1000 and we've got it there. Isaria Pro Compact. It's going to be putting them just above the mirrors, just there. And that's going to allow it to take a look at your greenage. But obviously the compact version is only going to work during the day. Right, so if you are a night farmer, yeah, go for one on the front. So now we're going to turn it on, and then we're going to go in. And you'll see it there. It's like a disco already. And what this is doing, this sprayer, is it's checking how much it needs specifically for that spot. So if we stop, we go back, it's now, I've still got it running, but it's not spraying anything. It doesn't need anything in that point, because if you go into the old menu for it, and we're going to there, we've got a couple of different options on the go. Obviously, you've got your tyres, fair enough. You then got this, the see and spray. So with this configuration, each nozzle of the sprayer will turn on while there are actual weeds below the nozzle. You maybe use 90% less herbicide, reducing costs and protecting the environment. So that's if you're doing weeding. If you go for the pulse width modulation, it enables the sprayer to control each individual nozzle separately. This enables uniform application regardless of the speed and cornering. So that's what's going on here. Yeah, I mean, it's doing it when it needs it, not because you just got it turned on, which is awesome. I mean, you see in the little mini map in the bottom left hand corner, you see it's turning it green. I mean, don't get me wrong, that is ace. That is absolutely brilliant. Right, so let's get this field done then. Right, so we got the field done, and to be fair, the old tram lines, they're ace. I must admit, they're ace. Went off a little bit to start with, but they are definitely ace. Although that was my driving more than the tram lines, and they even work. Right, if we go into the old steering assist, they even work there. We'll just attach like that, and it's going to follow the tram lines. That is brilliant. Love it. Right, now, obviously, let's take a look. What's the score like? I mean, we got a few bits that's missed. Obviously, that's the tram lines. Obviously, there's no soil, no seeds. That's the word. No seeds in those bits. And we still got 62. Interesting. Why is it only a 62? Can we have a look? Let's have a little look. No, we want economic analysis. Let's have a little look. No, that's how much we spent. Right, there we are. So you just need to click on the number, let's face it. Oh dear, oh dear. So we're saying pH level, that's good. We're saying nitrogen is perfect. So expected to 88%. Why are we still only 88%? I mean, we've got some weeds on the go. Okay. Right, let's get this all folded away. I mean, look, it's still turned on. It's not spraying anything. The field's done. I mean, that is just ace. Oh, love that. Love it. Right, let's go get this filled up with herbicide, and we'll see if we can sort out the weeds. Right, so I've gone forward a month, and to be fair, it's saying in the bottom right hand corner, expected yield 98%, yield potential 100%. I'd imagine because we haven't rolled the field. But all right, fair enough, because it's saying needs rolling right there. Now we have got some weeds there, so we've now got our sprayer, so we're going to do exactly the same thing, but obviously with the old herbicide rather than the ploughing the field out, because that's going to give you a better score overall. So we'll unfold that. We're going to do the old GPS steering as well. That's going to be a game changer with this. I mean, you're going to save a fortune by hardly using any. So we've got 7,500 litre capacity in this thing. Okay, so we'll hook up to that. We'll turn it on, and then we'll get going. Spraying the weeds. There we are. So it's going to shoot out a little bit of herbicide whenever it sees a weed. Job done. Oh, that is ace. No, we need to. There we are. We need to get back on the old GPS line. Oh, that is awesome. And these two things combined are awesome. Right, so that's the last of our weeds now gone. I mean, to be fair, the whole field is it's peppered with dead weeds. I mean, it doesn't look great, I must admit, but all right, fair enough. Now, has that changed our score? 77. Oh, yes, that's gone up. So it was like 62. It's now 77. So we've done everything that we need to do. We just now need to wait so we can harvest it. All right, let's go get a harvester, and we'll see you back here when it's ready to be taken out of the ground. Well, before we get on to the old harvesting, there is one piece of equipment. To be fair, there's two, but this one is going to do exactly the same as the seeder, as the sprayer that we've already used. It's just a smaller version. And the one we haven't used is going to be this, the old Weinhoff WPS TA25 Profi line. So this is going to be your manure spreader. And it's got tracks on. Oh, that looks ace. I mean, you are going to need some sort of spreading implement on the back, like a boom hose, that sort of thing. It's going to hold 25,000 litres. You can change all the different colours on it as well. But you've got this, the John Deere manure sensing. Yes or no? So with that, you've got the John Deere manure sensing. We detect the nitrogen in your manure, as the nitrogen in a manure is never homogeneous. This sensor guarantees the application of the same nitrogen amount all over the field. So if you are going for that organic style on your farm, well, you get one of these on the go. Obviously, it's going to say, oh, that bit of slurry is not great, so we need to put a little bit more down. That bit of slurry is all right, so we don't need to put as much down. So it's going to put down the right amount, which is basically what that's going to be doing with your liquid fertilizer. And before we carry on, if we go into the old sprayer section, there we are. So obviously we've got the new ones with the pack, that's great, but you've got the standard ones. You can also add the weed seeker and the pulse modulation to all the, well, to be fair, it's the standard base game ones are fine. I mean, if you've got a modded version, that potentially might have a problem. So we've got that one there. So we've got the low command system. Yeah, that's fine. Weed spot spraying. That's great. Yeah, it all depends on what you've got on the go. It may need a mod update if it hasn't got it already in there as a selection. But the standard base game ones, yeah, you can have both on, whichever one you like. So if you've already got one of these, you can still use it, which is great. And that being said, let's have a look at the old slurry tankers as well. So we'll go for the Farm Tech. Now, that one hasn't got it on. Interesting. What about this one? That one has. All right. So is that... Why is the small one not got it on it? Interesting. I mean, that one hasn't got it on it. I mean, these are all base game ones. Some have, some haven't. So it may be a little bit hit and miss with the old manure spreader. But all right. Slurry spreader. Anyway, okay. So now we're ready to go. Our wheat's ready. It's all, I say all good. I mean, expected yield 97%. I mean, the pH value and the nitrogen value, I can't really see it against the wheat. They're all good. So we now need to get, oh, saying that, little spots, not like it. I mean, there, right there. Is that a tram line? That's probably where a weed was, to be fair, but okay. So let's go get our harvester on the go. So we've got it all set up. We're going to turn it on. Now we're going to start the engine. That'd be a good idea. And then turn it on, lower the header down, and we should see, once we start going into the field, interesting, why is it not harvesting? That's really random. I mean, we've got everything turned on. There, no, turn. Why is this not harvesting wheat? That's really random. So a mod harvester, the old Colossal Pack, is Colossus Pack, sorry, is not harvesting the. It's not harvesting the wheat. That's really strange. Okay, let's go get a different harvester then. Right, so I've got the sports harvester on the go. Let's see if this works. Because that's really random. That works. Oh, he's telling me that only works with standard base game. That can't be right. That can't be right at all. That's not right. Dear, oh dear. So, alright, let's turn that off. We'll leave that header there. I'm just wondering, because that header I got on the old Colossus, that's the 25 meter one. Wondering if it's the header rather than the actual harvester itself. We'll soon find out. Let's give it a go. Right, we'll dump that there. There we are. Just leave it in the bushes. Why not? Why not indeed? So let's put the old sports harvester header on it, and we'll see if this works. Because that could be a bit of a problem if it doesn't. Okay, so we'll turn it on. lower it down. Oh, it's got to be the header. It's got to be the 25-meter one. Standard header working works fine. Right. Okay. I think maybe then that's going to give the modders a bit of a headache, to be fair, because it needs to work for precision farming. But all right, it is what it is. So we're now getting cracking, and you can see in the mini map in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see where we've been, and depending on the colour, obviously it's going to be what you're getting out of the field. So we've got, well, we're getting yellows and oranges so far. If we go into the map, we'll have a little. Oh, our score's 97. That's not bad. I mean, I know we haven't rolled the field, but 97 is all right indeed. So we'll go to the yield. There you are. You see how we're doing. So we're getting 80s, 80%. I've got a feeling a lot of it is down to the seed going into specific types of soil. But 97, that's not a bad score at all. Right, let's get this field harvested then. Right, so just as we're finishing up our last little bit on this field, you notice that on the left-hand side, we've got 4 new icons. So we've got the 6.9, nice, is going to be the tonnage per hectare that we're doing at the minute. You then got the 90%, which is going to be the yield amount as a percentage, rather than 6.9 tonnage per hectare. You then got the actual amount that you've harvested per session, or within this session, with this harvester, and you then got the overall that this harvester has ever harvested. The lifetime achievement award for this harvester, which is all right, fair. It's a bit like the bale count, let's face it. So obviously we're going to finish off this last little bit. I mean, you'll see in the bottom left hand corner on the old mini map, you'll see there's a few different colours in there, and a lot of that does correspond. There you are, we're done. A lot of that does correspond with the old soil type on the map. I mean, we 98 in the end we got on that field, which is not bad at all. So if we go down the yield, there we are. So that's going to tell you exactly what it is, where the colours are. Obviously, it depends on the percentage of what we've got off the field. So you've got down here, yeah, you're down in the orange, well, the light orange, couple of dark orange bits which weren't so great. Up here, green, we're golden. I mean, so what's that? That light green, I would say that's probably about 110% in those bits. And obviously that does all correspond with the soil type, because you look at that top bit there is loam, so that's going to be your best for your wheat, is going to be your loam, and then obviously as it gets further down, it gets a bit worse and worse as we go. Right, now we get to the end of the year, we go see our accountant. How have we done? Dear, oh dear. So if you click on your field like that, you've then got the option to go to your economic analysis. So this is going to tell you all that you've done for this field. So it's saying there, we need to, no, we have got the values on. That's better. You want the value mode on. There you go, that's better. So we've got soil samples, so we paid 975 for that. We put lime down to 7,000, was it 71? No, 7,125. That's cost us 1,600, which is 30% less. And then if we'd done it by normal means, we didn't put any mineral fertilizer down. We used liquid fertilizer, which is 57% less. We only did 426 litres of liquid fertilizer on this field. That's ridiculous. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, manure and slurry we didn't use that one. We went for the old spot sprayer instead. Seeds, we used £698 worth. I mean, that's plus 21%, although that is all down to the field, because obviously you see when we're seeding, some parts were doing like 200 per hectare, some were doing like 400. So obviously depending on the soil type you've got, depends on how much seed goes in for that given crop. And then we've got herbicide on the end. We only use 55 litres of herbicide. That's a 94% reduction in what we would have done if we hadn't have used the precision farming. That is awesome. I mean, it even tracks your fuel usage. £335 worth of fuel to do that field. We didn't pay any AI helpers. And we should have got a subsidy, to be fair, because you put the old oilseed radish in, you should get a little subsidy for that. I mean, it's not much, it's only like a couple of hundred. But obviously it all helps out. But all right, wonder why that's not come up. But so far, so we spent 4,327 to do this field. And we're going to get 19 grand back, which is 135 plus. £135 plus more than normal. And to be fair, that's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, we got the field set up as best we could. Obviously, this field wasn't perfect for doing the old... what did we do? We did wheat. It wasn't the best for the wheat. So maybe if you'd gone for a different crop in this field, you probably would have got a better environmental score. But we got it up to 98. That is not bad at all. I mean, we put the cover crop in. We didn't plough, which is going to take it down as well. That is not bad at all, to be fair. I mean, sometimes precision farming, it can look a little daunting when you first look at it. You know, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of new menus and whatever. And you have got the help menu. If you're ever unsure of anything, just go down to there where your settings are, into your help, go across right onto that one. And it's got all the different things there that you can need. So if you're ever unsure and you think, oh, what was that bit? Rather than going and finding a video from anybody on YouTube and watching it again, just go there. You get your help, no problem, and you're away. I mean, I think it's ace for the whole environmental side of it. You know, you want to use less herbicide, less fertilizer, you know, less chemicals on your food. The whole ambiance behind it all is very good indeed. Oh, I do like it.